Well, hey there, you're on the internet, I have some free time, and welcome to the Triple N Network, where all you newbie nib nerds can find all the news you'll need. Let's look at an ink today, shall we? Now, today's ink is a proprietary cartridge, Parker Quink, in turquoise, here in the mini cartridge, and in this Parker Vector with a medium nib. In fact, I think it's still in there. Yep. So as you can see, they're very tiny cartridges. But, yeah. So, I've only ever found this in the mini cartridges, but it's a nice color. It's a nice light blue. Let's check out the chromatography. Now, again, my camera is having trouble with turquoise. So, what you see is slightly seafoamy. Just imagine a light sky blue, please. Because that's what it is, a light sky blue and then sort of a slightly darker sky blue and then a band, band of dark blue right up at the top. Start with the paper test, Clairefontaine 90 grams per square meter. As you can see, it shades pretty well. Granted, my camera is making the shading pretty extreme. It's not that intensely different. I'm going to have to try and fix this in post. But anyways, 7 seconds to dry, which is a bit long considering this is a dry-ish, or it's generally a fairly dry writing nib, and it's a medium. But with this ink, it's really more of a medium-moderate flow. No bleed feather, spread, and as you might be able to see from the chromatography, there's almost no water resistance. I mean, you can get these little bits of letters here and there, but it's pretty much gone. So, next is Rhodia, 80 grams per square meter, where, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, but in that halo, around that dark scrubby, you get a red metallic sheen. So if you were to put this in a much wetter pen, you would probably get that, but this is a fairly dry writing pen usually. So anyways, 8 seconds to dry, no bleed feather spread, essentially no water resistance. I mean, you get the barest little bit. But, next is Tomoe River Paper, where you definitely should be able to see that sheen. I'm going to try and, yeah, the red metallic sheen. And you see it occasionally in the letters or around circles, but not much because, you know, as I said, this is a very dry writing pen. Yeah. I mean, Tomoe River loves to let ink just wash away, and it essentially did. You get, like, the bottom of the R and, like, you know, just, yeah, it's gone. But, yeah. Here you can see how hard I must have laid it on thick in that scrubby because it's almost coming through, but since it's generally a fairly light ink, the echo isn't too bad. Here is the newer 20-pound copier paper, which, I mean, it dried almost instantly, and there was bleed, feather, and spread. There's no shading. There was bleed, feather, and spread, but I felt like it could have been much worse, because it is a fairly fine-ish nib and it's fairly dry writing, but I want you to see what happened to this paper. I don't know why, but it pretty much started coming apart during the water test, which you can't even read, let's be serious. Yeah, almost no bleed through, so that's nice. Maybe in a fine pen, it would have done better. Here's Mead Notebook Paper, where it took 3 seconds to dry, and it got pretty light. On camera, it's coming out even lighter. I'm going to see what I can do about it in post. But I said there's bleed, feather, and spread, which you can see. But, again, I felt like it could have been worse. You know, like it might do better in a drier, finer nib. That's gone. I mean, that's just a mess. But, I mean, again, it comes through in little bits, but it could have been much, much worse. And this is Mead paper. And lastly is Moleskine Notebook Paper, where it took 6 seconds to dry, which for this paper is comparatively epic, especially for a fairly dry writing pen. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of woolliness just to the scrubby. I mean, and then you can also see it in the letters. I'm going to try and get that to come through. And there's bleed and feather and spread, and that water test is disastrous. And I mean, this is a fairly dry writing pen, and it's only a medium, and it's still bled through that much. So I'm not sure that this ink mixes with this paper just on a chemical level. So anyways, there you go. That's Parker Quink Turquoise and the cartridges, which I actually kind of enjoy. Like, also because they're mini, you can fit 2 of them in the pen. So if one runs out, you can just instantly flip another one in there. It's an alright ink. It's a nice turquoise. It's, yeah, it's alright. I like it, and if I had to use proprietary ink in my Parker, I certainly wouldn't mind using this. It's fairly well behaved, so for your consideration from the Triple N Network, if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching. Bye.